Hello and welcome to this instructional video on CATIA prismatic machining. In this video, we're going to look a little bit at how do you move around the order of your operations in a program. You may have done the same sequence that you see in front of you here that I have done, where we started with a curve follow operation, and I'm going to just right click on this and go down to the curve follow object and do a replay toolpath just so that we can see the toolpaths. And then similarly, facing operation, I can go down here and I can replay that operation. It's possible to do replay multiple operations at the same time. And again, we're doing this without going into the operation itself. What I'm doing here is I'm holding down the control key and I'm selecting two operations. I'm right-clicking under selected objects and replay toolpath, and now you can see the toolpaths for both of those operations simultaneously. Now, if you think about this, the engraving operation should really be done after the facing operation. It just so happened that for ease of describing CATIA, we started with the curve follow, so you may have this operation first in your program and the facing operation second. This is not a big deal because it's relatively easy to move around operations in a program. The easiest way to do this is by dragging and dropping. So let's say I wanted to put the facing operation above the curve follow. What I would do is I'd grab the facing operation and I would go to what's above, either the tool change or the manufacturing program. I'm going to click on the manufacturing program. And notice what it did. It inserted that facing operation and a tool change above the tool change for the curve follow. Now notice that there's this additional tool change here that it didn't quite get rid of. This was the previous tool change. It's empty. You can see there's no plus sign here. So you simply have to right click and delete this to remove it. So again, by dragging and dropping, it's really easy to move things around in the tree. You just have to bear in mind that you may end up with these tool changes that don't have any operations in them that CATIA did not remove, and you may have to go around and manually clean those up afterwards. So again, just to show you one more time, this time I'm going to drag this facing operation and I'm going to place it over the curve follow. So in other words, I'm telling it that I want to place the facing operation after the curve follow, and now there's a tool change here with that facing operation in it. Notice that CATIA does index the numbers of the tool changes and the operations, so it is not setting these back to the original number. Typically that's not a problem. If that complicates things for you, you can always manually change these as long as these numbers are unique, which is what I recommend. Again, there's this initial tool change or the original tool change, which is now empty. So you need to right click on this and delete. So again, I'm going to move this back to where it was before because of course the facing should happen before the curve follow. Again, I'm going to highlight both of these and go down to selected object and replay toolpath. And I'm going to switch this back to continuous replay. So now if I go into the button below, which is our replay modes, make sure you're on full video. Click on that. And I'm going to go ahead now and simulate. So what I'm simulating now are both of these operations, the facing and the engraving operation. So you will see the facing operation go through quite quickly. And now we have the engraving operation taking place on the surface. So again, you can pause this if you want to. So it's possible to replay operations without having to go into any specific operation using the technique I just showed you, where you shift click the operations or control click the operations, highlight them and go to selected objects, replay, and then with the replay toolpath options, use your video option here to display it. So in a summarize, this showed you a little bit about how to move operations around in a program, and also how to select and display toolpaths for multiple operations at the same time.